Yes, we're probably winding down here. Do you want to do one more or call it a day?
Well, I have a few things to
Oh yeah,
mention.
we better stop there with all my questions for today. Give us those updates you were talking about.
Okay, so in news this week, first thing is tech news. The Xbox and PlayStation had a couple big announcements this week. Xbox announced a new Xbox One console that was called the Xbox One. Let me get this right. I think it was Special All Digital Edition.
Xbox One.
Special All Digital, which is
Is
Xbox
it?
One
Oh,
SAD.
sad. Oh, that's so much easier. Sad. Xbox.
And that game became a riot.
Instant meme.
Yeah, instant meme all
They
across.
memed it themselves.
Because and especially right now, I know everything is going like with the digital age, but especially with consoles, not a lot of people are ready to
because you don't
switch
want
over.
to download or stream. Is it called streaming?
You'd be downloading still.
So you would download what you want to play
On
and
your hard
then
drive.
play it, but you have to wait for it to download or have fast internet
Yeah.
to make it any kind of enjoyable.
Not only that, but a lot of people that have consoles, they might not be in areas where internet is even accessible.
Right? Or it's extremely expensive to get any kind of usable.
Yeah, like one of the greatest things about a console is you can go out, you can buy a console with no knowledge of anything computer.
True. I mean,
and then you just buy a game that's for that console, you stick it in the thing, and it works.
I didn't know Steam is like that major gaming platform that you get games from.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it existed. I'd never heard of it until I met you.
And but even then, like even with the new generation of console, like that idea of you just buying a game and working oftentimes isn't the case anymore, because when you buy a game, you'll see that it needs a patch or something like that, or the game won't work unless your system is updated, or it's not as convenient as it once used to be. And yeah, and this is not helping the cause.
Can I peek at your list? Are you gonna mention the Steam special thing from for Assassin's Creed?
Oh, that's already over.
It's over?
Yeah, we got it.
Well, that's cool, but they
only did it for like
so
a day.
short.
So a lot of these things are only like a day. They were giving Assassin's Creed Unity free
because of Notre Dame burning down
and
it being within the game. Yeah. Oh, I guess.
Yeah,
sorry,
usually they
that's
only
irrelevant.
do that for like a day.
Maybe I'll play it now that I've got it though.
It's Assassin's Creed's a great series.
Yeah, but time consuming, it seems.
Yeah,
I don't know that I.
It started off as a great series and then kind of sucked, especially with Unity.
Oh.
Unity is probably one of the worst ones.
And that's the one I've got.
And but we also have Black Flag, which which was back on the rise. And then
would I be wrong to guess that you have them all?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Moving forward.
And then the other announcement was PlayStation. So Xbox came out with the Xbox SAD, and the PlayStation decided to one-up them by giving a tech demo of the PlayStation 5.
And they're calling it the PlayStation 5?
They haven't announced it, but they should.
Sense. They should. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's very simple.
Don't go blue.
I don't think they need to change. They don't need to get
it.
I think their non-creativity is really helping out, because Xbox's creativity is really weird. You had the Xbox 360, Xbox One
comes after the others. Yeah, when you said the Xbox One, now they have the SAD version. Just
and
oh no, why is the one the third? Oh.
So I think so. We're just gonna call it PlayStation 5, as most anyone would do. And they announced, or they had a demo of Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man game, and this PlayStation is going to support SSDs. Well, I guess the other one you could get an SSD for the other one, but it was really I can't remember if how that worked. I thought there was some weirdness to it. Anyways, this new one is going to come out of the box with SSD. So
oh, that was literally the question I was writing. SSD. It wasn't okay. Yes. So they have SSD, but the old like PlayStation 4 has a hard drive that spins and moves.
yes.
So this will be much more durable. You're saying.
Not just durable, but they loaded the
There's more.
Spider-Man game, and then they fast traveled on the PlayStation 4. The fast travel took like, oh, man, I can't remember. It was like 30 seconds or something like that. I maybe even closer to a minute. On the PlayStation 5 with the SSD, 0.08 seconds.
Wow.
That was the load, like the load screen just like flashed, and like on Spider-Man they have like those load scenes that are like a little funny. I don't know, most people probably should never fast travel through Spider-Man because swinging through the whole game is the whole point of the game. But if you do fast travel, there's like a little scene of Spider-Man in the subway in his costume, like, and there's like several scenes of him. Sometimes he's just playing on his phone while he's in the subway.
For him, it would really be slower travel.
And another one, the one that they had was a scene where he was chatting with somebody that was also in a Spider-Man costume. And it was funny. But so on the 0.8 second one, it just like flashed for a second. And then it was just gone.
Wow.
And you're loaded in the game.
Sounds exciting.
So yeah, definitely is a lot more.
When are we expecting
it? No idea.
Oh.
Might be next year. Might be a year after that. I'd assume. Because
so
like
long.
this is, they didn't show any. They didn't give any specs. They said that it's going to be using AMD technology.
What is that?
AMD is a hardware manufacturer. They do processors and they do graphics cards.
Wish I could remember the other question. I just had another one for you.
So it's going to be using AMD technology. They did give a little bit of specs on that, actually. I don't remember them, but they did give some specs to it. But like they don't have a case for it yet. They haven't figured out a design for it.
See, this is interesting to me that they haven't released the date, and maybe it is later this year. Maybe it's not too far off.
I don't think it's going to be, because again, they don't have. If it was later this year, they would have like a design. They would show off like a box or.
But when I had a PlayStation 3, and when PlayStation 4 came out, I was very reluctant. It was a long time before I got a PlayStation 4 because I didn't feel that they'd made enough advances to warrant a new machine. I mean, as far as I know, the biggest difference between a 3 and a 4 was how big of a map it could hold. What was there more I'm missing here? It seems like now there's more that's advanced.
There's definitely between PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, I think there was like 8 years before the 4 came out. Like it was the longest console generation to exist.
It still didn't feel like there was significant upgrade. I mean, and I didn't even play like GTA. I think was the one that I remember everyone saying, "Oh, but the map is so." Was that the game that?
I mean, GTA was on PlayStation 3 as well. That was one of the ones that transitioned over.
Wasn't there some game that everyone said like you really need a PlayStation 4 to be able to handle it? Oh, maybe I'm just thinking of the bigger Minecraft maps. Those are much bigger.
Maybe
on PlayStation 4.
I
don't know. I just
when it comes to PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, there was a huge gap in technology, and it was
really
the PlayStation 3 was getting obsolete almost. And not to mention, the PlayStation 3 had a unique architecture structure. So when most games and software, there's a architecture to how they're designed. This is a multifaceted hardware software component that generally most things fit under this either 32-bit or 64-bit architecture. PlayStation 3 came up with this new architecture system, which, albeit, was more efficient, but the problem was not very many things were built using that architecture. You had to kind of redo a lot in order to port games over to it. So if you made a game for Xbox and you wanted it for PlayStation, you had to do a lot more work to get it to run on PlayStation. And so ultimately, it was, in theory, a lot more powerful, but it ended up losing a lot of games because of this system. And but because of it, it did help the longevity because it was a more efficient system. However, the PlayStation 4 went back to the standard architecture that has been the default for most everything. And because of that, it was not able to physically be backward compatible with any PlayStation 3 games, which was a big downer. Fortunately, Xbox also said that at the launch that their games would not be backwards compatible. So that really helped out. Eventually, Xbox did get a bit of a lead on that kind of publicity because they were adding support for backwards compatible games over time. So that you could use your old Xbox games and play them on the new Xbox.
Oh, they did eventually.
They did eventually do it for most games that you want, and PlayStation just didn't have that option because of the way the PlayStation worked. Now the PlayStation 5 is, they said, I think at launch will be backwards compatible with all PlayStation 4 games.
So you can put any of your 4 discs in and it'll play them.
Yeah.
And it's not sad.
It's not sad.
I forgot what that stands for, but
all digital.
Yeah, something is all digital.
Special all digital.
Oh, special. Did they really have to add the special?
Because
they're adding an adjective in the middle of a long chain of long words.
Because the Xbox One came out with special the Xbox One, then they had the Xbox One Special Edition. And now they have the Xbox One Special All Digital Edition.
Oh, see, I forgot the Xbox One was their third. For some reason, I thought you were back in time. This is a problem. Xbox needs to...
Oh, these are all just the same Xbox, but with different variations.
What was so special about the special edition? Anything?
I think there was like a little boost in hardware or something. Just like the PlayStation has the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro.
Is the Pro the slim one?
They have a PlayStation 4 Slim, too. But the Pro was slimmer than the PlayStation 4 originally was. And then the PlayStation 4 Slim was like a really slim one.
Okay.
And so back to that, PlayStation coming out with PlayStation 5, or announced PlayStation 5 exists. And backwards compatible, better hardware, solid state drive. And next to the Xbox SAD, definitely pulling ahead. And the PlayStation 4 was outsold the Xbox One worldwide by huge numbers. So if Xbox doesn't pull ahead in this one, PlayStation might run with it and be unstoppable. Which I don't mind. I like PlayStation, so.
Yeah.
I only had an Xbox 360 because that's literally what everybody had, because the PlayStation 3 sucked in sales and nobody had a PlayStation 3.
I had a PlayStation.
I know, I had one too. I had an Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, but because the PlayStation 3 did not sell and all my friends had Xbox, I just had to just eat it.
PlayStation 3 was the first console I ever had.
Mm-hmm. Although it did look better. A lot of games look better on it. And so I would buy certain games specifically for the PlayStation because it looked great. I remember when PlayStation 3 came out.
Why did it look better? Was it?
Because it did have, I think, was that the one that had all... No, I think that was one of the newer ones. I think that was the one that had all graphics power, all DDR5 power, and had no just standard memory. Maybe that was one of the Xbox. I can't remember. It was a very powerful machine along with the architecture, and it looked really good, but it just didn't sell because it was. I think I remember it came out when it came out. It was like $600. It was one of the most expensive.
So, yeah, that's